chosen ones, empaths, you see, most of us were asleep when we met the narcissist. And although the narcissist might have love-bombed you and praised you to some degree and let you know a little bit about your worth, they didn't really let you know the entirety of your value. And the thing is because they didn't let you know your value, after they leave or after they discard you or after you have to end the relationship, you're still unaware of your value. You see, they kept your value hidden from you and from everyone else. Throughout the course of the relationship, all of your value and all of the worth that you brought to the table, it wasn't reciprocated. It wasn't shown the attention that it needed to be shown. And it basically made it out to be non-existent. And it's why so many abuse victims suffer after the relationship, when they see them go off with a new supply, or even in the relationship they get cheated on. It makes them start to look inwardly at themselves and blame themselves and think they're not worthy. And it's not the case. The narcissist done this on purpose. They knew you were shining so bright. When they met you, they knew you were shining so bright. Just your energy alone can light up a room, right? But I'm making you aware of this, or maybe you know a little bit. But they didn't want you to know this. They didn't want you to know the potential that you have, and everything that you did was not reciprocated. They didn't want you to be valued for that. You see, they used to reward efforts from you. They would reward you for good behavior as such. But it would only be, you'll be rewarded when you build the narcissist up, when you make the narcissist feel good. But you wasn't rewarded for your own achievements. You know, just for an example, this is way out of the topic area, but just hear me out. Like, say you achieve something in education, this is just off the head, right? You achieve something in education, they wouldn't be generally happy for you achieving something in education. And this is what I'm trying to say. So the same process takes place when they see traits of positive behavior that you have that's not necessarily orientated towards them. They hide that from you. They don't let you see it, and they don't let anyone else see it. Or they try their best to not let anyone else see it. And by them continuously doing this, so when you are showing these positive traits, right, and it's not met with reciprocation or reciprocity, it's not rewarded, you stop acting in that way, and you start living according to the way the narcissist is conditioning you to live. And the thing is you have such an array of positive traits in you that they were scared for other people noticing these traits in you too. So they wouldn't necessarily, they would hide it. They would try and hide it, mask it through drama, mask it through arguments. You know, keep you walking on eggshells, trying to appease the narcissist. They would keep this hidden from you. All of your value was kept hidden from you. And you might have been out of the relationship for years now, right? And only now, this video might actually make you realize, hold on a minute, I have so much value. I had so much value in that relationship. They never ever told you this. They never made you realize the worth that you had. They may, so as I said earlier on, they may have praised you for certain things, But trust me, those words of flattery and stuff were used as a tool of deception, the same way the words I love you are used as a tool of deception, right? They didn't reward your efforts when it was nothing to do with them, you know? Just you being a truth teller, someone who's loyal, someone who's this. They didn't reward your loyalty. If anything, they met your loyalty with cheating and infidelity and running off with new suppliers. They never made you really understand the positive traits that you have in you. And you've got your own unique set of traits. You know, I don't know your exact traits, but I know that you have them as an empath and a chosen one. You know, we may have similar traits as empaths, but you've got your own unique style and your own unique touch that you only bring to the world. As I bring my own unique touch and my own unique style to the world. And we all can do that as empaths, right? But this uniqueness about us was never rewarded by the empath and by the narcissist, sorry. And they kept you hidden from they kept it a secret from you. Because as I said at the very beginning of the video, when you met them, you was asleep. And they kept you asleep throughout the relationship. They kept you asleep. And you awaken after the discard, or after the reverse discard, or after you had to cut them off or whatnot. You do awaken, but you're still asleep to your value. You know? You might say, yeah, I loved them and I cared about them. But trust me, there was so much more. That's just the tip of the iceberg. That is just the tip of the iceberg. There is so much value that you brought to that relationship. It's undescribable with words. You know, it's hard for me to even deliver this video in the right way, because your value is, you can't speak it with words. You know, there's so much that you've done. Like, just even the inner processing of emotions and the inner dimensions of you, the way that you would analyze things, the way everything, nothing was rewarded, nothing was met with positive affection from the narcissist. If anything, they saw glimpses of this from you, they met it with negativity, and it stopped you and made you withdraw, go back into yourself, and made you stop portraying these positive traits. And conditioning you to be orchestrated to just appease the narcissist. They were scared when you were out by yourself. You know, there was times when you used to go out by yourself, right? When you could actually get rid of the narcissist for a few hours, and you might have gone to work or you might have gone somewhere else. The narcissist was so insecure about someone coming along like them and being able to recognize these positive traits in you and taking you away from them. They were this was one of their biggest insecurities. And this is why they wanted to keep you hidden. So probably when you used to go to your family's house, or you used to go, this is what happened to me, you know, when I used to go to my family's house, or I'd go to a friend's house, an argument would start, drama would start. They used to just try and control everything. You know, don't ever, when you think of those times when the narcissist said something nice about you, that had a motive. There was a big motive with that. Oh, you know, no one's ever done that for me before. Oh, you're the, you know, like it was a motive. They had a motive because they had something else that was going to come with it. They wanted you to move in a certain direction, and they were kind of ushering you along the way. But they never rewarded your true value, your integrity, your honesty, your loyalty. They made you hide this. They hid it from everyone. Someone who's switched on, someone who can think outside the box, someone who's wise, someone who won't easily be conditioned by the narcissist would have recognized these traits in you too, you know? Other narcissists would have recognized these traits in you too. They tried their best efforts to make no one else know about it. But now if you're free from the narcissist, you're not speaking to them no more, they've moved on, I want you to look inwardly and realize exactly how much value you have as a human being on earth. It is innumerable if I measure it by a unit. You have so much value, right, inside of you. And if you were in, just say if, I don't like to say if because there's no if, but, shoulds, coulds or woulds. We can't change nothing. But say if you was with someone beforehand who had reciprocity, who had reciprocation, it would have been a mutual understanding of your benefits that you bring and this value that you bring. And they would have made you recognize real, right? They would have made you recognize these traits that you have, these positive traits, this good person that you are. They would have made you recognize that. Instead, we ended up with these narcissists, and some of us have gone as far as thinking we're the narcissist. Or, you know, I made a video on that earlier, how the narcissist tries to make us, you're not the narcissist, I think the video was called, and the narcissist tries to make us think we're the narcissist. And, you know, they don't really appreciate you, right? They only appreciate what you done that gave them gain, you know? They only rewarded your efforts that ushered you along to more efforts towards appeasing them. But there was so much more. You're a whole package. You're not just this part and parcel where you okay, yeah, we'll facilitate this towards the narcissist and the rest of it we don't acknowledge. It's basically what they've done. They didn't acknowledge you. It was like a form of silent treatment. They gave you silent treatment for all of the benefits and all of the good that you've done. There was so much good that you've done. And it was never reciprocated. And it might be just now, after all that time, that you're listening to this video that you realize, no, hold on. And these words might go over your head. These words that I've said in this video might go over the head, but something might trigger your thinking and make you understand in what I've said today that there was so much more that you brought to the table. So much more. And you know, the narcissist kept your value hidden from you, and they tried to keep it hidden from everyone else. You know, they even can make your own family not see your value. You know, through smear campaigns and stuff like that. They can even make your own family not see your value. And you'll be a shell of yourself after this. So this is why it takes a lot of inner work. After the relationships ended. After the relationships ended is the biggest blessing that you have in your hands. Because you've got time to analyze, introspect, and realize everything that you did in fact do. Right? And there's so much stuff that you've done for that relationship to try and make that relationship work. There's so much stuff. But the only problem was we was dealing with someone who doesn't have reciprocity, doesn't have reciprocation, doesn't reward our efforts. You know, I'm not saying we're like a dog or something and we need to be rewarded, but it's nice if someone acknowledges the positive effect that you can have on someone. And they didn't acknowledge none of it. They only acknowledged the small parts that helped for their agenda. That's all they acknowledged. So basically you become this person psychologically brainwashed and conditioned to orientate yourself on a set few traits. That basically those set few traits were just appeasing the narcissist. And the rest of it was just hidden, was lost. But you brought a lot to the table. You brought a lot to that relationship. And there's so much, it literally is, it's like, even my words will not do it the justice for what you did for that relationship. And it's going to take you to just think back and think, you know, I love them wholeheartedly. I might have provided for them. I cared for them when they were sick. I might have visited them when they were sick. I might have done a number of things, all out of your empathy, your care, your love, your attention to detail. You done so much with the unique creation that you are as an empath. And these lot just blindsided most of it, you know? And then they had the audacity to try and praise you some of these days. Oh, I've never met someone like you before. Oh, you know, this sort of stuff. And it's like, they didn't even acknowledge, like, not even a half of what you did, right? They didn't even acknowledge a quarter of what you did. They acknowledged a fragment, a small fragment. And that small fragment helped in their agenda. So that's why they acknowledged it. You know, I'll give you an example. I picked something up at the Narcissist house one day. I said they was ill, and I picked something up at their house. And they said, oh, I can do it. I said, no, you're ill. I can do it. And they said, oh, no one's done that for me before. So they saw me, like, because they were a bit like unwell, they saw me do something for them. So they rewarded that positive behavior with positive interaction, you see. So therefore it conditioned me to do more for them, right? Help them when they're down, right? But the other stuff that I would do, the stuff would just go unnoticed. And that's just a small example, but that's it. I just gave you an example. It's the first thing that comes to my mind, but that's just an example of how it plays out. They don't acknowledge you, the good deeds you do. They just do not acknowledge it. And it's a shame. It's a shame. That, because they know what you're doing. They do know. They are fully aware. They fully do know. Sorry, let me have a sip of my drink. Yeah, they do know. But they don't want to reward it. They don't want to reciprocate it. And they don't want you to know. They don't want you to know that you have this special gift. They really don't want you to know that you have this special gift inside of you that is in your innate nature to be like this. And what they try to do is demonize and actually weaponize it against you. You know? The love and the care and all of these positive traits that you have, they demonize them, they weaponize them. You know, in a smear campaign that I went through, they knew how I would be. So they twisted everything I had done and made it out to be a criminal offense, when really it was just from the care from my heart. Right? They didn't reciprocate what I'd done. So I'm saying, only if something's for their agenda. If something's for their agenda, they're well with it. They'll give you a little pat on the back. Yeah, there, well done, well done, well done. They'll give you that. But if they see something else that they know other people will notice in you, and it speaks louder than words, and it's hard to even describe this type of behavior, but you're showing and radiating with this positivity. They want that hidden. They want that closed off to the world. They want that closed off. They don't want you orientating yourself like that. And they do condition you so you stop behaving in that way. When literally this is what you are. It's in you. So take some time to dwell and think about all of the good things that you've done and all of the gifts that you have as a person and an individual, all of the blessings you've been bestowed they never reciprocated it. And you've got a lot in you. And you know what? The thing is, this is what's the beauty about after a discard or after the relationship ends. You've got time now to actually bring all of those traits back to the surface, because you've been actually trained not to show these traits. You've been tricked and duped into not portraying these traits anymore. And if you do a bit of introspection, you will start to act in accordance to the way that you once was before you even met the narcissist. You will become who you was before you met the narcissist, but a new version, a version 2.0, with a new discernment, a newfound spirit, and you'll be able to see through the lies and the manipulation of these narcissists. But you won't lose that individuality that you had. They tried to hide it from you, and they tried to hide it from everyone else. They tried to hide that value. But don't worry, your value's there. It's still in you. Just, you might need a little push in the right direction just to bring it back to the surface. Because for so long, this love and this care that you displayed fell on deaf ears. It was never rewarded. So you were conditioned not to behave in that way anymore. And that's what they done. So just introspect, focus, and take in what I've said today, because I'm telling you, there's so much potential in you, and there's so much value in you, and there still is. It's just we've been tricked not to use these certain parts of us because we was in these relationships for a number of years or however long, and it makes you stop behaving in the way that you once did. So anyway, thank you for watching today. Please press the like and the subscribe button. If you'd like to donate to the channel, you can find the link in the description box. And if you'd like a one-to-one session with myself, you can also find the link in the description box. Currently, I've got the secondary channel, the spiritual channel. So anyway, I'll be back with another video soon. Peace.